DJ Besnik, spinning the wheels of steel.
You know, after a while I said, like, fuck it. If people are scared of me, they might as well be scared of me. Fuck it, you know. I was getting in the clubs for free, you know. And this guy actually said it all for me, you know. He's kind of I don't give a shit, guys, you know. Just fucking long live the rage.
Okay, so who's that song by?
Jericho. A band called Jericho. Now they lost their way, to be honest. You know, the guy was very good until like 10 years ago. And then religion, I think, got hold of him. And he started preaching some bullshit. Before, he was very revolutionary in sort of, you know, freedom kind of a message. And now it's fine, strange, his music, you know. But at the time, he was good. Yeah. Now it's, I don't know. It was trending 97, 98, maybe earlier. I'm not really sure. Just before the Kosovo war broke out, this actually became kind of a anthem for Albanians, you know, because they were struggling under the repressions of Serbs. And the world wasn't saying it, you know, and we were trying all sort of a peaceful messages, like people going out and banging with spoons and stuff like that, you know. But that didn't raise any interest from anybody, you know. And I liked this guy because he went and he kind of said, like, fuck off, you know? I'm going to deal drugs, you know, if you don't sort this shit out. You don't leave me a choice, you know, because we are being pushed in a corner and fuck it, you know.
I've worked with Besnik for 6 years, and as far as I know, he's not a drug dealer. He often portrays a gruff exterior and is uncomplicated in communicating his discontent, but it shrouds an artist with a keen eye, a raft of creative passions, and a deep history of experience.
I started studying photography here after about 3 or 4 years, until I kind of tried capitalism and democracy, because for me it was really new, you know, all this freedom of speech and freedom to piss anywhere you want, you know, was really new. I had to try it, you know, spending drunken night, and then I started studying photography, and I was taking pictures for myself in Trafalgar Square of Albanian protesting. And then some journalist came and said, like, we started chatting, and he says, like, who you do? I said, like, yeah, I work in a pizza place and I study photography. And says, like, why do you fucking bother studying? He says, like, war is about to break out. Just grab your camera and go. Yeah, I said, fuck it, why not? So I left the job, picked up my shitty camera, which was like really a bad camera, like 10 rolls of film and about 50 pounds in my pocket. And another 50 pounds I had a manageress, Samantha Williams, very nice lady. She gave me 50 pounds and she said, please give it to some guy over there, the refugee. Yeah, I will never forget that. People are so kind, you know. That politicians are shit. People are really good. So I went there, yeah, and this is how I started my my discovery in journalism, you know, like I started translating for some top journalists, actually, you know, and in the meantime I would take pictures and bind my way around the front lines and took some pictures, sold few of them. And yeah, and I saw the ugly side of war, and I really didn't like it. You know, it's not what we see on television. It's really completely different, you know. Some people make so much money. Some people die because they try to save their burning house. And these two, they don't meet. And that's the sad part, kind of, where you say, like, fuck this. And you know, frontline, you don't know who's gonna kill you. It's thanks God you don't even hear it. That's before you hear it, you're probably dead. So that's the beauty of it. You don't, no warning whatsoever. So yeah, then I married my wife there. Yeah, she was a refugee. Met my wife. I married her later. Stayed there for a year or two, came back in London and stayed for 3 years or 4 in London and went back for another 8 years, you know, to rebuild the liberated country. All full of optimism and, you know, yeah, we're going to make a new country, and wonderful. And it took me 8 years to realize that, no, mate, it doesn't work like that. These politicians want their share. And I gave up after 8 years. I said, fuck Balkans, you know, this place is never going to change, you know. Then I came back to London.
So what's the next song?
This song, it connects because I was living here with a music producer who was doing his master's in sound engineering. And we would have a joint and start talking about music and the life in Balkans and the way we grew up. And then we came across this sort of a anthem which was played to us when we were kids at school, and it was this Partizan song, you know, like a revolutionary sort of a song. And these guys said, like, give it a sort of a techno beat and make it a modern sort of a communist shit. And yeah, we had a very, very good time. So let's play that.